going on, everybody? This is the VG Purist. I'll be coming at you with the gameplay of Dead in Vinland. It's going to be developed by the people of CCCP. And so this is a survival management game mixed with RPG and adventure elements about a Viking family trying their best to survive on a mysterious island. So you'll get to manage their physical and mental health, explore the island, organize your camp, and deal with other human beings. And of course, some will help you, some won't be helping you as much, but you don't know. Or will you? Because the good thing about this game is that it's story driven and the choices you make doesn't necessarily give you too much of a difference of how the outcome is going to be overall, but the little things here and there could actually make a difference. Say if you lose a family member or if somebody doesn't make it here and there. So these little things and these little nuances make this game pretty fun. However, get ready for a very, very difficult game, because I have to say, you're gonna die a lot and you're not gonna be able to make it a good bit of the time. Oh crap, did I just delete it? Alright, so we are just gonna go ahead and get there. We can choose, and I definitely recommend that if you're gonna start out playing this game, just choose it on nice vacation so that you can have an easier time beating the game. But just to make things kind of short and true to life, we're gonna pick the survival mode right here. And oh, I left the tutorial on, but
I've always had
I'm gonna skip the introduction because it's loud, and anyways, you guys can check that out on your own. But yes, obviously you are a Norse tribe and was driven from the homelands, and now we were boated off to some place to be safe, but we got blown off course, and here we are. And now we have to somehow make ends meet. Now, the nice thing here is that every time you do play, the map is going to be a little bit randomized. Now, it still does mean that you're going to see a lot of the same-ish things. And that is the downfall. When you do fail this game and you have to start again for the 5th, 10th time, it is a little bit annoying, because the things that can happen within these is basically going to be the same. So if I comfort her, same thing, more joke with her, but go ahead and do the comfort. Lame, yeah, I know. But the depression right here, -6 and -5. But I could choose something else, and then maybe she might have cheered up there, and this is pretty much the same choice and the same thing that will happen every single time. So the more you play this game, the better you will be at surviving the game in the long run, which is kind of good and bad. I wouldn't say that it's that bad, but again, when you start it over the 5th, 10th time, it just gets a little bit, well, redundant. And that's where this game really suffers, that the redundancy of this game just drags it down into the muck. But otherwise, when you first start playing this game, it's pretty cool. And they do have another game called Dead in Bermuda, which I actually like that game. But again, I definitely recommend for you all to play it on vacation mode, because it's still challenging and it's still difficult. But at least you'll be able to get farther into the game before you either need to start all over by resetting because somebody died or something bad happened, or you just plain lose the game, or it's just so that you don't die within the first 20 turns and then suddenly you are in this redundant state once again. Alright, you look around for a while and you find 3 dusty bones. One of them is a big hole with a skull in it. Here they are. Haha. So we get some bones. Hey, that's great. But depression sets in. And the depression is not so great. That's one of the thrills about this game, is not only you have to survive and keep your hunger and thirst okay, but also the depression meter cannot get too high. Who do you think they were? Who cares? They're dead now. Maybe the shipwreck on this island long ago. How did they die? They did not die in their bed, and they died in the same time, more or less. This one got hit by a skull. This one got his skull smashed in by a blunt weapon. May have been a struggle here. Is the island inhabited? There were 3 people living on this island at the same time, so we can hope that there are more. We'll be sure when we have explored all of the island. What do we do now? We try our best to survive. Oh, I love you so much, Eric. You're so man. I'm thankful to frig. Nice. Alright, great. So earlier, lost a little bit of relationship, and that's another thing that we have to balance in this game is relationship. We're here for you always, sister. Okay. And we start off with the water supplies and the potable water supplies. Okay, so this is what we're going to start off with. Okay, and we're not going to read too much into it. We're just going to fast forward a little bit. So we're going to get stone, rope to start off with. Good job, Kyrie. You're awesome. Everyone is awesome when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome. Alright, so I think I got the tutorial on, which I did not want here, but guess I can't do anything about it. Well, you know what? Having the tutorial on is great because this is the fire management. This is where I'll be able to check on the fire, and then I'll be able to get some more here. So I'm going to do this. And we can't ever let the fire go out because that is really bad. But cooking water or making the non-potable water into potable water does cost me fire intensity. And there we go. Just like that. And these are the things you have to take care of here. So activity slots here. And this is going to be all of my people that I have. So they also need to get sleep in every single night. Okay, and I could pin that sidebar, but that's okay. We're going to just put that away for now. And then this is where we can assign some tasks. Here, drag Mora to the search slot. I guess they really want me to drag her there. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. So let's drag Mora. Okay, and I think this is Moira. We can check that out. Oh no, that's Bloodowed. I think this is Moira. Yep. Great. Okay, now we can drop Bloodowed to the water spot. And then this is where we have to assign everyone. So we assign Eric to the crafting slot. And another thing you do here is check out all the different strengths and skills that they have to actually do all their assigned tasks. And of course, I'm putting him to the crafting here, so he's a fairly good crafter, and he's pretty good at fishing and hunting and a little bit of beast handling. And some of the story missions actually do go off of the strength or agility and things like that. So obviously, the higher they are, the better. So potential hero, plus 50 concentration, skill XP gain, so he'll get that, but lasting remorse. Minus 25 depression. Minus 25% to depression decreases, and that's not so good. And he's feeble, so minus 5 in mining. He's a coward, so minus 5 in courage, and then minus 10% the hunger decreases. So he eats, but he doesn't really eat very well. Relationships here, and this is fight. So this is the nice thing about the game. A little bit of a difference here from Dead in Bermuda, whereas in Dead in Vinland here, you have to fight off the horde at times. Okay, so we can choose here and then get a crafting plan going. And here it wants me to build a lumber camp. So these are the supplies that are necessary with the rope. So let's go ahead and get that going. And here we can see the workshop is currently damaged, which is indicated by color within the hammer. So we can go here and then we can actually just go ahead and repair this. And so let's go ahead and do that. And it does take one rock to do it, one stone to actually do that, but that's okay. We want to make sure that this is in excellent condition so that we have more build chance on the whatever I'm building. It will go up faster. All right, so same thing here. We're gonna get these all the way up like that. All right. And then after that, let's go ahead and get Kyrie to explore. Just like that. And of course you can get more members of your, I guess, tribe or camp. Right now you start off with 4, but you can get up to, I think, 10. So quite a number, maybe 12, I believe. So now that I've finished getting everyone going, and here the number is pointed out. So she has a 40 in exploration. We can kind of go back here. Her scavenging skills at 39. And then his crafting skills are 20. Not the best, but somebody's got to do it. And her scavenging skills are 21. So let's go ahead and hit next. To the next day, and there are 2 actions per day. And in these 2 actions, you have to get enough potable water, make sure your fire is not going to go out, and make sure that you have enough food to actually make it through. Now, the unfortunate thing also is that food will get expired, so you can't just hold on to dead fish. It will expire after some time, and that means you need to eat it, whether you want to or not. And of course, that could give you a tummy ache, that could be good and bad, and therefore that kind of gives you the choices like, oh gosh, do I get my water supplies up? Do I get like a cooking stand so I can cook this food and then make use of it? These are the kind of things that you really want to be sure that you'll be able to handle, and this is the fun thing about the game. But again, I definitely recommend doing it on the vacation mode so that you can get kind of deep in this game. If not, maybe beat it. But I mean, as I've said before, once you play it once, twice, 3 times, okay, that's not too bad. But 5, 10 times, you're like, oh god, and again, it's just so repetitive. So we can click on the newly discovered part, which is the red exclamation point. And this is the fun thing here, this ornate coffer. This could be something different in the game. This could be something else, but this is an ornate coffer. And we can just inspect it. That doesn't cost anything, so you whistle when you examine the chest. It's in perfect state. It's polished with gold and crest and all this great stuff. Intricate carving shows great mastery of woodworking. Alright, so we can open carefully, open by force, or just check the surroundings. So I'm going to open it carefully. And let's go ahead and use Kyrie because her agility is 68, right? We don't want somebody with 38. You won't let a heavy golden padlock prevent you from opening the chest. So this is just a chance now, 58%, and you could get RNG in this game. That's what also gives the difficulty in this game. If I pass it, it's great. If I don't, then I don't know, maybe lose out on it. Something bad might happen, and this is where the game can go horribly wrong, because I mean, since it's all just chance, you can fail 5 times in a row and then suddenly you gotta reset the game. Oh, so I do fail it. Sit in a stand, it takes you time, but you eventually unlock it. When you open it, orange mist comes out, it burns your eyes and throat, you fall backwards. Water, I need water. Oh, so she got a little injured there. When your sight gets clear, you notice the trap didn't only incapacitate you, but it also ruined the contents. You salvage whatever you can, so at least we get a little something out of it. But it probably would have been a whole lot better if she would have passed. That's a bit unfortunate, so just make sure nothing else is here, and there isn't. Back to camp. Alright, and of course we can use different little items to help our people out. And we can go on over here, and there is a use item here for our peoples. So you can use this item. So this is -10 in depression, but this is actually base ingredients for other stuff, and so we don't want to really use it. But just to show you here, because anyways, I'm gonna start it over because that was kind of the suck. But have 11%. If this was really high, maybe close to 100, then I want to use the selected weapon, or selected item, I should say. And then there you go. I lose out on the item. Depression goes down just like that. And we are good to go. Alright, and then there you go. And then we are going to just continue to do... We're just going to leave everybody doing the same task. We can build a lumber camp here. She's going to continue scavenging the boat. And then she's going to continue exploring. Even though she did get a little bit hurt there. So we can go to the character sheet here. She got a little hurt there, so -3% to all physical skills here, and this is the physical. So this is all at -6%, as you can see, -3%, -4. So all these little things add up here and there. So her thing is relentless, -25% to decrease in the fatigue. So pretty good stuff. Each one of the team members have different things. Alright, so +1 is scavenging. Now whatever they do, they actually gain in the skill as well, so that's also pretty cool. So if you had somebody that kind of sucked at doing this one thing and you just made them go and do, say, whatever the task it is, then they will eventually get so good at it that it doesn't matter if they sucked at one point, they will actually be really good at it. So there you go. +1 in crafting. Lumber camp is going to now be complete. Alright, so enable wood cutting activity, which is great because now I can cut wood on the lumber chopping block. As if I couldn't chop block, you know, on the ground or something like that. But hey, I guess this works out. Alright, so it's, I got some non-potable water. And of course, she uses water whenever she does explore like that. Alright, so we discovered yet another area. Sweet. And then, this is the last bit. I could end the day there, but since I did explore the spot, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Alright, so we got a tinder tree. We can inspect that. Okay, it's a large tree covered in fungus. It's the only nearby tree in such a state. You wonder why. It's leaking golden sap. So let's go ahead and check the sap. And it looks like harvesting. Yes, let's get her to harvest it. You check the sap, it's very sticky. You lick the sap and it tastes amazing! And her depression goes down, sweet. And her harvesting's at 78. Let's go ahead and grab some. Yes! You have the water gourd and fill it with delicious sap. Can we check the fungus now? Sure. I'm feeling lucky, why not? You look at the fungus attached to the bark puzzles, you can't remember what they're used for, you scratch your head. Ah, it's tinder! So let's go ahead and harvest the tinder. Yes! I got it! Oh, this is great. So the tinder is really great because then I can start doing some other research. And then let's go ahead and gather the wood here. And this does help the wood supplies, so now I have to start cutting down some woods. Alright, plus 10 wood. And it didn't actually have a chance to do it, it just did it. I can stop here or gather more. Let's go ahead and gather more. Oh, 50-50, I suck. Spores release all over your arm. You brush them off, feel the itch. Oh man, fortune goes up though. And we get a little wood, but fatigue goes up and sickness. There you go, just like that. That's terrible. And now we're gonna go to the camp. And so we're basically done with that part there. But this is all randomized where these locations are. But again, what happens in the location is going to be the same no matter what. And that's kind of the bad thing about this game. I definitely can say is it could use to be. It could definitely be a bit better in that respect. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and get a couple of extra water just in case. Now, in the end here, it's kind of random. Oh, look at that, only 15%. Look at that. That kind of sucks. It's kind of random on what happens at the end of the game. Well, it is random. Not kind of, but it is random. Alright, so every night they have a conversation. Sometimes different, but usually it's about the same. But of course, again, it's going to be the same if you are going to be playing it again and again. So you can kind of expect some things to just happen. Alright, and so losing a relationship, that's going to happen no matter what, right? Okay, we have some axes, we have some bags, we're good to go. Alright. And then more relationship losses, this kind of sucks. More relationship losses. Hey guys, I just started out, guys. Oh, there we go, plus 10, thank you. Alright, so now at the end, alright, build up your camp. Alright. And the more stuff that I get done, then the better. Alright, so now I can check up on their thirst, right? So they could become dehydrated, and if they are not rehydrated, they will go and die. So dehydrated 4, that's the number that we need to avoid. There are 4 people, so I believe that I can only put up the let's see here, the 75, and now we'll take up 3 for each, just like that. But now they have a 25% chance of getting everything down. So next, so now again this is all random. Okay, she's good. She's good. Oh no, she's not good. She's still dehydrated. So just like the chances are, 25% up, 1 out of 4. And then now the food. So these are perishable items, and they will lose this raw fish stock no matter what, but 20-50% of the stock will turn to rotten food, so you might as well eat it. But the bad thing is that it could give you 2% chance of having nausea, and it does give you more sickness, but does decrease the hunger. So let's go ahead and do that. and you just throw the food on them, and then the number will decrease. And it's random, right? So it's 8 to 12%. And that one is not so great, but his sickness does go up. But at least he's not nauseated, right? So we're just gonna eat him. We're just gonna eat the stuff now because we don't want all the stuff to be wasted because it's gonna rot. So we're just gonna get everybody down here. Okay, sickness goes down. Hunger goes down. Alright, nobody got sick. So now, sure, 20 to 50% of the stock will turn to rotten food, but that basically just means 1. So I'll lose 1 of the rotten fish, and there you go. And that's the day! Dead in Vinland, guys. It's a fun game, and definitely a very brutal game. And definitely one in which, when you fail the first time around, probably just want to say, okay, you know what, just put it down for a little bit and play it maybe next week or something like that, because when you get into these repetitive maps and repetitive things that can happen, you're gonna find that it's really all about the RNG. And if you're a person that is not into RNG, this is not a game for you. But it does have a fairly nice story, I'd say. Something prevents some station's action from being carried out. Okay, so the reason why is because I have nothing to choose to craft a clan. Then there you go. I need to survive, and I need to not be dead in Vinland. And look at all these locations right here. And once you make it to the end, definitely going to be quite rewarding because, again, this is quite brutal when it comes to the difficulty level. So again, play it on vacation mode. You'll get a whole lot more out of it, I think. And then after that, maybe pump it up survival. But hey, maybe just like me, who doesn't care about difficulty, then really care about repetitiveness, then just put it on survival mode. But any higher than that, you gotta be crazy. And with that, thanks for joining me, guys, for Dead in Vinland. This right here, again, definitely up to your taste, but for me, it's not too bad, and I like this game. This is the VG Pierce. If you like what you see here and you want some more strategy role-playing games and even survival games such as this, please hit that subscribe button and like my videos, and hopefully I'll see you for some more of these games.